Yeah. I was born on an Air Force base in Goose Bay, Labrador, but I got a big family. There's 6 of us. We call ourselves the Litter. My hero when I was in high school in terms of art was Herb Jones, and so I started doing these paintings and pen and inks. Some of the work that I did at VCU was craft-based. Some of it was just learning watercolor, learning how to use an airbrush, learning the craft side of it, but also exploring boundaries in terms of telling a story. And these are all things that would help me in advertising. I was throwing Frisbee in Schaefer Court, and along comes this woman who was gorgeous, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of her. And that was Patty. That's how I met her. I didn't stop her, I should have, but I learned about her right then and got to know her later. We got married after school. The family part was interesting. We tried for a couple of years to have a baby, and it didn't quite work out. The doctors ultimately said, it's not going to work, and we said, okay. We already knew about adopting, and we adopted Kimmy. After Kimmy came along, it was this magical thing that happened, and lo and behold, we could have a baby, and we did. Her name was Danielle. We had 2 daughters. They are absolutely wonderful. And before you know it, we have 2 grandbabies living with us, Eli and Lily, and they are fantastic.
A boomerang champion. As Jason Barr reports, John Koehler lives and plays by the adage, what comes around, goes around.
In 1986, I started throwing boomerangs. A friend got me into it. So I got better and better. 1988, I was second in the US. I set a world record in '87 in endurance. And then I went to Perth, Australia for the World Championship, and I had a great day.
The first event, Fast Catch, is a chance for power throwers like Chet and John Koehler to show how quickly they can complete 5 throws.
And so I won the '91 Boomerang World Championship. Everything really was going great. I mean, between having a family, having a new house, having a great job, senior art director, you know, what could happen? Well, it did happen, and I got sick. Ultimately, I was diagnosed with bipolar syndrome, and I mean, I crashed and burned. I got very, very sick. I did not want to live. That's not a great place to be. And then I got better. I started slowly getting better. And then next thing you know, I'm talking to other people about it. I'm talking and helping them with their own problems. Then a book falls out of me, literally falls out of me, Bipolar by Koehler, and you know, that turned into 4 more books, but that kind of became thematic with me, is that I wanted to use the things, the weaknesses that had occurred to me to help other people. We had everything going for us. I had a job at an ad agency, etc., and then I decided to throw it all away and start my own company. So that's exactly what we did. We moved here to Virginia Beach, and you know, I started growing, wound up hiring Kim Nelson, who changed everything, made us so much better, and she's now gone on to do amazing things at Red Chalk Studios. My philosophy of life, if you will, was really realized when I got together with a buddy of mine and we said, hey, we're starting Oktoberfest. So we created the Burpin' Fartsin' Brothers, and it was just the most amazing thing. We got up to 900 people in my front yard, in our front yard. And Patty stayed married with me, if you can believe that. And it just really turned into something amazing. You know, I think that I think we're all called to do cool things, great things, and sometimes we're called a little bit harder, a little bit stronger. And that happened with me in 2004. I was kind of, you know, yanked into what's called Young Life Capernaum to work with kids with disabilities. And I think the reason why, I know the reason why, is because I have a disability. So I could stand in front of these kids and say, I have a disability, I have bipolar syndrome, and they go, I know. And it was just the most amazing thing. For me, it was a realization of part of who I was, and just one of the most important things that I think I've ever done. I got into book publishing basically to do my own work. I mean, you know, when I did Bipolar by Koehler, I wasn't going to get an agent. It needed to be done. I knew it. I had a calling to get this book out, so I figured out all the things, distribution, printing. I knew how to do the design. I had writers that I worked with. That wasn't that tough. So it was just a question of figuring it out. Then I did 4 more books. Then I had friends coming to me saying, here, publish my memoir. And that's what happened. That's how I got into publishing. When I sold the business to Kim in 2010, I also got out of the ministry. That was it. And I told folks, hey, my new ministry is book publishing. Sounds crazy, still sounds crazy, but it's true.